Okay, so now I've warmed up for 5 minutes, and what I wanted to do is just show you my sprinting. What I do is sprinting on my rebounder, so you have an idea of how easy it is to do, especially when you've got a rebounder. You can do sprinting any other way, like you could do it running in a park, or you just sprint. And you only need to sprint for the minimal time is like 20 to 30 seconds. That's the minimal time, you know, which is amazing. 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I would do it for 20 seconds if you're not used to sprinting, and then work your way up to 30, right? And then the beautiful thing with sprinting is you actually rest until your heart rate is calmed back down. So it can be 2 minutes, it can be a minute and a half, it can be 90 seconds, minute and a half, 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes before you do it again. And you repeat it 4 times. So when I was younger, I used to do the Dr. Marcola sprinting. And what sprinting does is it helps boost your own natural human growth hormone. It helps also, it's really great cardiovascular. It's really great for, doing that a little bit full-on stress on your system, but only, the key thing is you only do it for a short time. But anyway, you can look up sprinting on YouTube, or even on Google it or AI it. The benefits of sprinting are astounding. So much better for you over long distance running or cardio aerobic or spin class or anything, like so much better for you on the wear and tear of your body, and on the benefit of your health. And it doesn't need to be long or too full on. And as I said, because I've been in recovery mode and because of my age, I'm just safeguarding my health. I don't want to hurt myself. So I'm only doing 4 rounds now. As I said, I used to do Dr. McCullough's 8 rounds, and it was sprinting for, I think it was 30 seconds of sprinting and 90 seconds, a minute and a half of just slow walking on a treadmill. So you can do it on a treadmill. So I used to do that for a long time. Now I'm doing sprinting on my rebounder, and I want to show you how I do it. And I'm only doing between 20 and 30 seconds. I'm probably doing 30 seconds still of full on. And when I say sprinting, when people mean sprinting, it means full on, giving as much as you can muster in that time. Now you can do it you can do it on cycling on a bike, on a cycling bike, or you can do it rowing, but you've got to go full on for 30 seconds and then allow your heart rate and your body to rest again before you go again. If you don't give your body enough, statistics show now that the key to doing this, if you're not giving your body enough rest time in between, you're not getting as much benefit out of it. So the key is getting enough rest time in between. And you want that somewhere to be between 90 seconds, a minute and a half, and 2.5 minutes, right? No more than that is your rest time. But that normally brings your heart rate back down to be able to go again and give it your best. So if you're not giving yourself enough rest time in between, you won't be able to go again and give it your absolute, like, full-on power best. So the recovery in between is just as important. Now, and like, we've only just learnt this, and the studies have only just come out. There is to, like, Google this, right? But there is absolute, and I'll put my references in the comments below, but there is definitely research about the benefit of doing sprint training and the benefit of doing sprint training well enough that your body gets enough recovery so you can give it your absolute 110% to do it again and then repeat that. And I do it 4 times. You could do it more if you wanted. And us as humans, well, what we've learnt to date, we've always pushed ourselves, you know, with, you know, different trainings, the F45 and the various different styles of training. It's all about push, 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 more, more, more. That is not always a really good way to treat yourself. And I say it's not a good way to treat yourself because, you know, I've come from the days of aerobics and Jane Fonda and aerobics and stuff like that, and it was always more, 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 do more, more, more. That's not great. That's not great for your cortisol levels to do that. So for a woman my age who's in menopause, and I am nursing, you know, different joint aches and pains, although they're a lot better now, but I am nursing osteoporosis and different ailments because of my age, because of my menopause. I need to still do this sprint training because it's very important, but at the same time, I need to do it with care, loving care. And I really want to stress that's the key to your exercise now at this age. Just because somebody else can lift more than you, can run more than you, can do more classes, or they've just done an hour of hot yoga and then they've done another hour of spin, that's not, no. This is not a competition. This is about you and your body and you giving to your body and looking after that. So if it means initially it's just walking and going for walks and then doing the odd bit of sprint in between and then back to walking, that's what suits you, do that. Do what works for your body. That is the absolute key, okay? So I'm going to show you what I do. By no means do I recommend that you should do this for you, and you should check, you know, ask with your doctor first about sprint training. But this I'm finding is really helping my cardiovascular health. This is also helping with weight, because what it does do, sprint training, it gets your weight down, right? So does resistance training, lifting weight, gets your weight down, but so does cardiovascular, right? But cardiovascular in the right way that works with your body and helps your body, joints and everything like that, that it's not too hard on your body to do it. So sprinting on the ground can be a little bit harsh because you're going such full on, but it is good for your heart and cardiovascular health. But doing it on a rebounder or perhaps doing it on a bike is better for you as far as your joints. If you're doing this, you're coming from this in your menopausal age, or, you know, in your 50s, in your 60s, this is a great way to do it. So I want to just give you a little demo of what I do, and you'll see me run alpha lever, and then I'm going to lay down on my rebounder and I will be resting for a good 2 minutes before I do it again. So the video will cut off and I'll then come back to you when I've completely finished, but I just want to show you this. So yes, so what I do is I use a phone, obviously for timing, and I put on the timer on my phone and I just have that ready. So I have, of course, already warmed up for 5 minutes, but I'm just doing a little bit of this to remind my body that we are going to go. I'll show you what I do. So I just press start with the timer, and then I'm going. I am going as fast as I can possibly go. And I look crazy, and I look stupid, and I'll have bursts like I'm just doing now, and then I'll just peter back a bit, and then I'll go again. Because the aim is give it as much as I can. We're at 25 seconds. I'm going to go 30 seconds. And you can just sit. But I find lying gives my body the absolute stop and reset. So I find the last one, the fourth round, I need a little bit longer to recover because obviously your body is more expent, its energy is more expent. So yeah, that was 1:30, but really I should be doing 2:30. But I wanted to come back and talk to you. That is my routine. It's very effective. It is great for your health, especially, as I said, cardiovascular health. I have done this exercise this morning and the sprint training fasting. Now, I don't recommend this. I only recommend it if you're feeling okay to do it. I'm feeling okay to do it because I know my exercise routine, this, as I said, was such a short exercise routine. I'm doing like half an hour of exercise is all I'm doing, probably all up. I'm going to lift some weights now and just do a little bit of squatting and strengthening for my legs. As I said, I'm not focusing on the shoulders because I want to nurse them. I will just do some stretching, nice movements for my shoulders. Just stretching out, just keeping moving here while I'm talking to you. So yes, I'll do that. But like I said, I don't recommend that you do it fasting, but you can. Because it's only for a short while. We're all unique. I'm not suggesting you do anything that I'm doing. I'm just sharing my lifestyle experiences, my dietary, my exercise, just so you can have a think about it. Do your own research, definitely, before you take on anything. Check with your doctor. But yeah, this is what's helping me. Definitely makes me feel stronger. Joints and all that are feeling so much better. You notice with my rebounding on the rebounder, none of that was hard on my joints. It wasn't hard on my knees, it wasn't hard on my ankles. They don't hurt, they don't ache. That wasn't anything jarring, and that's the beauty of doing sprinting on a rebounder. And I don't know many people that do, besides myself. I haven't come across, people doing sprinting on a rebounder, but geez, honestly, the health benefits of actually having a rebounder in your own home are amazing. And look, they're not that expensive. They're like $100, I think they are. You can even pick them up for $50 secondhand. Like, this one's a good one. It doesn't have the springs. It's got the the really hard, like the bungee cords, the really hard bungee cords. There's no springs there to catch anything. But I was not to say that the spring ones don't work as long as they're covered. I think they work, but I think they're a bit more noisy. But mine's got the bungee cords. But what I'm wanting to say, the benefit of rebounding and your body when you're older, it's a lot nicer on your joints. So not only is it really good for doing sprint training, and like I said, I'm not going to get on it and do 20 minutes of rebounding. That's just not me. I just don't do it. And for a long time I thought that's what I had to do, and I just didn't use it because I thought, oh, I'm not going on it long enough. Now that I've adopted this new thought process about it and I've got it in my living room, getting up and from being on my laptop and just rebounding, jumping on it, or just sidestepping for like 3 to 5 minutes is better than nothing. It is so good for you. And then to actually bounce and rebound, you're getting that whole tightening of your core, and you're also tightening your Kegel muscles. You're doing like Kegels naturally, and you don't even think about it. But you can't avoid not having that effect when you're rebounding on a rebounder, because that's what happens. You're tightening your pelvic core. You're tightening your pelvic floor muscles without even trying to do it. Now that is amazing, especially as we get older, if we're going to suffer from any incontinence or anything like that. But that is absolutely amazing. So I love that about my rebounder, and I just love my rebounder. So yeah, there's no excuse. Grab yourself one. People have just thought, this is not understanding how the benefit of it. So yeah, it's not just it does exercise your core muscles with the different movements, especially lifting your legs like this. You can't, even standing there lifting your legs, even if you do this at home, stand there and do this for 5 minutes, of course you engage your core. You can't not, because this is the muscle either side, which is your abs, right, that are getting stronger and more toned. When you lift your knees up side to side, this is the muscle that's actually working. And then when you tighten it, as you do it, it's working even more. So yeah, at rebounding, it's fun, right? And it doesn't have to be long. So like I said, I might get on it 2, 3, 4 times a day, but I'm doing 3 minutes at a time, or 4 minutes. That all adds up. Nobody said you have to do it all in one long run of rebounding. Nobody said you've got to get on and do 20 minutes. Nobody said that. But we do understand the benefit of exercise. So just doing it a few times a day is incredibly helpful. Now, as for the sprinting, we mustn't do the sprinting every day. No, it's not good for you. The recommended, and this goes from, hang on, here I am, Dave Asprey's book, Smarter Not Harder. Dave Asprey, he talks about sprinting, okay? Very good book, recommend it. And he talks about sprinting because he's got his what are they called? Biohack labs in the US. And people come and work on their special equipment 3 times a week, right? Definitely you must allow your body to recover. So this sprint training is along exactly the same methodology of what Dave Asprey's saying, what Dr. McCullough was saying, and a lot of these experts are saying that you really should only do this sprint training. Some people have said even as little as twice a week. But try to do it 2 to 3 times, 3 times a week. Don't push for 4 or 5, because that's not enough recovery time for your body, okay? So I aim for 3 times a week. That's all you need. In between, I am doing, a bit of resistance training. Today, I'm going to do the resistance training as well as the sprint training, but sometimes I don't do it both on the same day. The reason I'm doing some resistance training today, I'm going to do that treatment, and I want to have fully tomorrow off, not exercising, because of the treatment I want to do. Okay, I'm going to leave this there. I hope you found this really helpful or at least insightful. Please drop me a message below if you are doing any of these things, and I just hope that I'm supporting your journey. Thank you for supporting mine and sharing this with you. Don't forget to hit the like button, share my information. Yeah, it's a journey. We're all on our journey. This is what we are. We're just all on our. It's both a healing, anti-aging journey, but it's a journey of longevity, and that's what mine is for me, as I discovered that I needed to do more than what I was doing because of my health issues. So yeah, okay, take care, bye.